Hey everybody, I want you to head down to teespring.com and check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of Bondy's merch.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another review of Queen Sugar. I would like to remind everybody I have open memberships to my channel. You go to my homepage, click join, and you will be able to see the videos before everybody else. You guys know how I've had to take videos down and make them private and schedule them till, a day after I've uploaded it, all so that we can counteract the monetization issue that everyone is going through. So the membership just kind of gives me a little, more ease. And I can put these videos out to the select few that are actually paying for them. And then, after I've given everybody who's a member or Patreon a chance to watch it, probably within the next 7 to 12 hours, I will post it for everybody else to watch, depending on the time of the month I'm in. Because at the end of the month, like now, I got to make as much as I can before the month is over. But, at the beginning of the month, it won't be the same. And I might actually wait 24 hours. You never know. But I will be doing lives specifically and especially for my followers who are members and Patreons. So yeah. Become a member. I appreciate all of you who have. I love y'all so much for running to do it. And yeah, I'm just excited, and it just makes me feel a little bit more relaxed about how I do my videos, so I don't have to be so stressed out that, oh my God, they're not gonna monetize it, I'm not gonna make the money off of it. That scares me all the time. So this just helps me feel a little bit more comfortable. Also, with Patreon, you don't have to pay $4.99. You can decide how much you want to pay from Patreon. So if you would like to do that instead, that's great. The link is down below in the description box. Let's get into the video. So I'm just gonna go through Nova's situation because it's separate from everybody else's. So Nova is starting the episode getting ready for a genealogy show that she's going on to get information about her family. And before she goes on stage, the producer comes backstage and tells her they found out some information about her paternal side. And she reads the information. We don't know what it is, but she says, absolutely not. I will not allow y'all to talk about this on this show. Period. Okay? So the producer includes everybody in on that decision, and she goes on stage and they inform her that she is not the only female left from her mother's side. She actually has an aunt that lives in Louisiana somewhere that she's never met before. And she's very happy about that. She's happy that she has more family out there. Even though the aunt didn't want to be on the show, there was obviously some breakdown between, it was a cousin? Was it a cousin and not an aunt? Yeah, it was a cousin. I'm sorry, y'all. Nova found out she has her mom's cousin. When your mom got a cousin and they're around the same age, that always be like an auntie. The show host also insinuated that it is folklore about how the Landrys and Boudreaux killed members of the Bordelon family for their land. And they had to fight to get that land back and, all of this here. And Nova was like, it can actually be proven by, the old school channels, police reports, news reports, like, paper. You know what I mean? Like the papers that would have things like this in them, and police reports that would definitely have the altercation, if not the brutality involved, the investigation, but nobody's ever found or caught. And everybody in the town knows who it is, but nobody will speak because they scared, okay? So yeah, that was, you can understand that's basically the situation there. I don't know if Trudy wants to be reached out to by Nova, but because that's the cousin's name, but it will be interesting to see if that goes elsewhere, because the actress who they showed on the picture looks familiar to me, so it seemed as if she may actually play a character. I'm not sure. But Nova runs into Calvin the cop, okay? She's in Philadelphia. He's there on business. He's quit his job as a police officer. He's doing freelance now, and he runs into Nova outside of the television station, I believe, where they were shooting. And the funny thing about it is, y'all, I did not realize that Detective Calvin was Dan from Charmed. I don't know why I didn't realize that. I guess I feel like he has that like Fabio face, and a lot of like men have that face, where they look alike, so you sometimes can't always tell. And Dan had long hair when he was on Charmed, and now like I was like, is that Dan? I don't know why after all of longest time. This show on its fourth season, and I'm just not figuring out that Detective Calvin is Dan from Charmed. Girl, look, I don't know what's wrong with me. I was mad at myself for that because y'all know I love me some Charmed, but that hair, that salt and pepper, and that little age definitely threw me off, girl. That threw me off. But when they ran into each other, it was instant, like, ooh. It was instant. He congratulates her. He says he read her book. He knows that she professed that he might have been the love of her life. So he was very appreciative of that proclamation, okay? And she asked him out to lunch later. And they go to lunch. And they talk about how their relationship was a lot. It was a lot, but there was real love there. And she confides in him about feeling the loss of her family since the book came out. And he says that he doesn't think that she will ever really lose her family because there's so much love there. They play pool. And he says that she's the one that got away. And she tells him that it's the best time she's had in a long time. That day she spent with him is the best time she's had in a while, okay? Then they apologize to one another. She apologizes for pushing him away, for making loving her difficult because she didn't want that picture of her out there as the pro-black woman that's dating a white married cop. Like, there's a lot in that. There's so much in that. And you preach about the brutality and you preach about these people and you're in the bed with them. You know what I'm saying? And also making moral, choices that a lot of people wouldn't like or agree with. So there was a lot to admit for Nova when it comes to Detective Calvin, but she definitely has to take responsibility for her part in how their relationship went down. So it's nice to know that she put that part in the book, because we was all wondering for a minute if she had put her own dirt in the book the way she put her family's dirt in the book, okay? But, like I said, they apologize to one another. It feels as if they've had their come to Jesus moment. But as she's leaving to go to the airport, he shows up at her hotel room and tells her that they need to do it again. And if they can't do it again, he doesn't want to do it at all. He don't want to be friends. He wants to try to be in a relationship with her again. And she sits down and says she was wondering the same thing about him. But a lot of their relationship was physical and there was a lot missing in the mental and spiritual part. But if he's willing to find out if they're compatible and on the same wavelength without having sex with him first, if he's willing to talk through things and really get to know each other as they are now, because that was one of the main things he said, is that they've grown and they're different people now than they were when they were together cheating and shit. So they decide that they're willing to give it another chance. And I'm excited because he is so cute. And also because I'm looking forward to however that transpires, since everybody gonna have something to say about Detective Calvin being back in the picture. So I'm excited about that storyline progressing. Moving along. So Charlie meets with the only woman on St. Thomas City Council, Miss Joyce, all right? And Miss Joyce got an attitude, like a lot of these Joyces out here, okay? And Charlie is trying to make her see how it would be great for both St. Thomas and St. Joe if they work together to get rid of this highway. But Miss Joyce don't like the fact that she feels as if Charlie is duplicitous. You've also worked with the Landrys and the Boudreaux and taken money from them and got money out of their stocks. And now you want to come and help the people? Like, she looking at Charlie like she fake. And Charlie says, look, it would be best for both of us, okay? It would be best if we work together. And she says, if you can figure out why they decided to move the highway from St. Thomas to St. Joe, then maybe I'll, help. Maybe I'll think about it. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I feel like that's something that y'all could have decided to do anyway. But trying to use her working with them against her, I feel like was actually a smart move, and it got her a leg up in this game. Whether it was, what people thought she should have done, she was able to get information and combat a lot of the things like that prison that was happening. So, people have their opinions about her, but it's like until y'all know what she be going through to try to save the farms and help the farmers and the people of St. Joe, she's taken on that responsibility because of her love and gratitude to the father that she had. And people always think it's for some other reason because, they see her as a city slicker, for lack of a better term. When the realization is she's somebody that wants to help because she's trying to fix the hole that was left when her dad died. And I don't think a lot of people notice or see that. But Charlie is a real one, regardless to how Miss Joyce may feel about it, okay? One of Ralph Angel's workers gets arrested on his land by a bunch of cops who are obviously after the family. There was some obvious disrespect. Ralph Angel was upset and trying to understand what was going on. He hadn't done anything. Benny is having a conniption over that. It's traumatic for him. He's like, I didn't do anything. And trying not to be put into the police car. And the cop rolls up on Ralph Angel and tells him that if he don't stop talking to him, slick boy, then he gonna put him in the back of the car too. And Ralph was like, I got cameras around here. He was like, oh, do you? You sure? Do they work? You sure about that? And then walked away. So they've been messing with Ralph Angel's security camera so that he wouldn't have evidence of how they just then came on his land and arrested somebody supposedly because of a tip they got. Really? Really a tip? So Aunt Vi is at the diner and we come to understand that Hollywood is not staying with her right now. Because her little manager asked, is Hollywood still staying at his mom's? And she's like, yeah. And I was just like, oh, Aunt Vi, y'all can't be in the same house. You can't go through this without feeling like you can't be in the same bed with your husband. I just think that's sad. Y'all. That's all I'm saying. But she's leaving for the night, so she locks up the diner, and as soon as she leaves, some kid comes running in the diner and tears the diner up, knocks everything over, is breaking stuff. It's terrible. And the next morning when she and the manager come back, they call the cops, and Aunt Vi is just like, it's one thing after another. And the manager is like, should we call Hollywood? And she's like, no, I got it. And I feel like what happened with Jimmy Dale and what Nova wrote in her book made Aunt Vi feel like she was too dependent on a man then, and she's too dependent on a man now. Even though Hollywood is a good man and dependable and somebody that she can lean on in that way, she does too much of that to me. And I think her deciding not to call him is her trying to stand on her own 2 feet for a minute. And I can appreciate that. I'm not mad at her about that at all. But sometimes it feels like she's punishing him for something he didn't do. You know what I mean? We all feel like Aunt Vi kind of treats him in a way that is self-absorbed. Their relationships can sometimes seem one-sided with the way, Aunt Vi is. It's the truth of the matter. I'm just saying. But, I'm sure they'll work it out. But y'all, I'm sad Hollywood wasn't in the episode, y'all. Oh, I didn't like that. So Charlie and Micah come over to the diner to help, and Micah starts cleaning up. And Charlie says that Ralph is on his way, and she asks if Hollywood is coming. And once again, Aunt Vi has to say, no, I'm going to handle this on my own. And Charlie asks, what are the police doing? And she says they came in and took pictures, but they don't seem like they're in a rush to do anything because I don't have security cameras. Aunt Vi never thought she needed security cameras. I'm like, let me tell you something. Everybody needs security cameras. Everybody needs security cameras outside their door because you just never know what might transpire. Even if it doesn't happen at your, at your business, it can happen on your block and it can affect your business. So it's best to have cameras as far as I'm concerned. So when Prosper and another, regular customer come in, they like, oh, Lord, what did happen in here? And, they like somebody that came in here and trashed the diner, but it's happened before. Apparently, and she tells Charlie this later on, back in the Gap when Jimmy Dale left, he trashed her house. So this ain't the first time she or Prosper then went through this. And she has insurance. So she feels like she gonna be all right, And Charlie actually noticed how she's been, so stoic and not really emotional dealing with all of this. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, I'm going through a lot right now. Hollywood and I are on the outs because Jimmy Dale came back and made me feel so unsafe. I can't even have my man touch on me. You know what I mean? So, and he thinks I'm going through post-traumatic stress. So she explains to Charlie she's going through a lot right now. And she just kind of, okay, I'm fine. We're going to do what we can to make sure that we fix this without Hollywood. And then Ralph Angel comes in and she's kind of tearing up and he hugged and kissed her. We're going to take care of this, I'm fine. And I'm like, y'all better, okay? Y'all better be there for y'all aunt. I love the love at the end of the day. Before Ralph came over to Aunt Vi's, he had a meeting with, the pretty round brown lawyer girl whose name I still don't know. But she's helping defend his work of Benny, who they did get out of jail. But Benny is traumatized from the situation, not eating, not really talking, in a daze. And it's obvious that the diner, Charlie's, her, that clinic she had for all of the immigrants and everything, like, this with the worker, they're being targeted. And Brown Round was like, oh no, we're not going down without a fight. We are not going down without a fight. This is obviously connected. This is what they want us to do. And this is why I became a lawyer. So you know what? We're going to fight. Okay? We're going to fight this. And then we see Darla get to work. And Nova's book is on her desk turned over. And when she turns it over, it's open to her chapter. And they got people at her job giggling like fucking middle schoolers. And she says, good morning. And they just kind of, look and turn their head and don't want to look at her. And I would have went up to him, if you're going to sit up here and act like a fucking child, then you're going to look at me in my face. If you're going to try to pull my past and push it in my face, let's talk about y'all past. Okay? Who's been going down and burning up all of their needs to make their husband feel happy so they can go get their little hair done every week? Okay? Like, I'd have been in there trying to embarrass people if they came at me like that. Like, I'm sorry, you ain't about to make me feel bad about my life and think that you gonna giggle and cackle and it's gonna be all good. Oh, bitch, you want a problem? You didn't ask for one. But Darla is nicer than me, so Darla just went back to work and called Ralph Angel, but he didn't answer the phone because he's got all of this other stuff on Aunt Vi and Benny going on. So after Ralph and Charlie finish talking to Aunt Vi, they go and meet up with a tech guy who helps. And he gets camera footage from the pharmacy across the street. And he pulled up two pictures. One, he pulled up with this guy who was there a couple of days before the break-in taking pictures. And it's Jacob Boudreaux's business partner. Whoever he has do all his dirty work. That's his boy. And, we seen him like a couple of episodes ago when Charlie went to go see him. And then we see a picture of the kid who broke into the diner, and it's Joaquin. And y'all remember Joaquin's dad got deported at Charlie's clinic. So they're thinking maybe he did it to get back at Charlie, but that didn't seem like the energy. They don't feel like that's right, So Charlie goes and sits down with Joaquin and his family because they wanted to handle it with care. They didn't just want to go straight to the police. And they talk to his mom and him, and he says that somebody paid him $500 and threatened to get his mom deported if he didn't do it. So Charlie shows him the picture of Jacob Boudreaux's guy. I forgot his name. I'll make sure I write it down next time. But that guy works with the oil and gas company. And he was at the pastor's house, who is also there in support of Joaquin and his mom. He says that he will come to the church trying to get the parishioners to sell their land, and he was lowballing them. So he knows the guy. He's seen him before, and they figure out that they're trying to frack. They're trying to buy up all this land. They're messing with Aunt Vi's diner because when they were trying to build that prison, they were digging and found natural gas. So now they want to do fracking. And you guys, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan because a lot of the times when they do fracking, those pipes bust, spill, they get into the water, they get into the soil, and a lot of the times they will do toxic damage, and it kills people and it hurts people. And I'm not here for the fracking of it all, okay? Not at all. Ralph Angel finds out from Ron Brown that his reentry program that he's using to get money from the state and also to help other ex-cons work might be in danger and is going to be under review after what happened with Benny. But Brown Round says she's ready to fight, and if they think they're going to take this away from him, they not going to do it easy. And I'm like, all right, Brown Round. Okay, Ralph needed you. Okay, and then they kiss, and he tell her how much he appreciated it. And I was just like, oh. Y'all, they are so chocolatey. and full of goodness. Like, I'm just so here for the picture of it all. She ain't got no hair. She's super cute. She brown. She's smart. She's assertive. She's respectable. And he's Ralph Angel. Yeah, I love it. Charlie brings Joaquin to... So Charlie calls Jacob Boudreaux and has a conversation with him, and he's obviously upset, but she offers him a drink and says, they can do each other some favors. People are willing to do a lot to get what they want. So maybe we can help each other out. Okay? And she pulls out a folder with old world energy on the cover, and his face, his face changes. And she's like, okay, so tell me about that. And he explains that the plan is to turn St. Joe into a ghost town and allow fracking for natural gas. He says he won't let her make a fool of him because when he opened up that folder thinking that something was in it, it said thanks. I said yes. Make him feel like a fool because he is. Okay? And she says, well, I already made you feel like a fool. You dismissed. Good evening, good sir. Bye-bye. Darla talks to her new boo about what she's been going through. And it seems as if she might be about to relapse. It seemed like that to us, just like it seemed like that to her boyfriend, Leo. And Leo says, maybe, it's time for you to call your sponsor. And she was like, I didn't call my sponsor, I called you. And he says, yeah, but I think at the point where you are right now, if you can't, put it in the back of your mind or, try to get yourself out of how you're feeling, then I think you should talk to your sponsor. And she says, well, look, I'll see you later. Okay? Because I want to talk to my boyfriend. She says, I'm not weak. I said, oh, all right, Darla, let us know you ain't weak then, girl, because we ain't even know. I'm sorry, y'all. I did think that Darla might have, been on the edge to relapse, but she let us and Leo know that no, that's not the place she's in. She just needed to vent about how she's feeling because she just got embarrassed at her job the way she knew she would when this was put out in this book all over the world. But that little boyfriend then turned her off. So Charlie brings Joaquin to talk to Aunt Vi. He comes in and says that he did it to protect his mom. And Aunt Vi says, oh, don't say no more before I change my mind. We're going to do this old school, okay? You're going to come to the diner 3 days in the week, at night, and on the weekends, and you're going to work off your debt. And he was like, oh, all right, cool, thank you. Like, I'll take a job. And then when Aunt Vi and Charlie and Joaquin go out to, the diner in the main room, all of these people from the church, from the community, are there helping to clean up the diner. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment because the good thing about small communities, when they don't feel like they're going to, attack people for looking a certain way, are very supportive. And they help one another. And, I just really appreciated that, just like Aunt Vi did. I was all in my feelings. I was like, they showed up. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, Charlie orchestrates a protest with St. Thomas. And she gets everybody's help. They have on these T-shirts with the pelican with the Louisiana state flag on it. And words like justice and, stuff like that on it. And everybody gets together in front of the news. People outside of her campaign headquarters. And, in all of these different places. Like Ralph Angel and them did it on his farm. Him and Round Brown and them did it on the farm. And Micah did it somewhere where him and his friends hang out with the T-shirts on and took pictures, and they just created a campaign to make a statement. And y'all saw Miss Joyce from St. Thomas City Council was there. Oh, you showed through, huh? Mm-hmm. But they publicly made a statement to Old World Energy Company that, and the Landrys, okay? Everybody involved in this made a statement saying that together they're going to fight this injustice. And after it's all done, Micah says that she should use the pictures for her campaign, but Charlie doesn't want to send the wrong message that she's using that to get in, when really she did that because that's what she wanted to do. And she's doing this. Everything she's doing is to make it easier for the people who live there. And I think that her feeling like she shouldn't do that might be a good idea. But he was just saying that, you're going to use the money from the T-shirts for the campaign anyway. You might as well use this to show what your platform is and where your mind is at. Then all of the phones start ringing and they call and say that the damn sugar mill is on fire. I said, well, y'all, I swear, y'all won't let her live, huh? Y'all won't let her have one victory before y'all doing something else to ruin the businesses and lives of the people of this family, and y'all continue to do it, and y'all have done it over and over and over again throughout generations. That shit is pathetic and sad. Okay, this is just ridiculous at this point. I was so upset. First, I thought something happened to Aunt Vi, because y'all know they showed that Aunt Vi had a busted up face at some point. So, because we feel like Jimmy Dale ain't really gone. We don't know what's going on there, so we're worried. All right. But but that damn Jacob Boudreaux is so stupid. Like, she always using her feminine wiles to get him to do what she wants him to do, and he falls for it every time. Like, that shit tickles me. But either way, y'all, that was Queen Sugar. It was really good. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I can't wait to see where the rest of the season is going. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out.